some of which you will hear today. He was a friend of ours and drove the pace car one year at the 500, and that's why we're going to feature him today.
Super guy. And here's the man who has it all going for him in professional bowling right now, Norm Duke.
Enthusiastic crowd, and as much so at the very beginning of our telecast, Bo, they were really with it. And who is not with it when you have that American flag in your hand? Wow. All right, we're all even.
Curtis Odom with just an ideal profile. A little four-step shuttle delivery. Everything really under control. Kind of a pushing arm swing. Look at how straight that swing is. Look at the follow-through directly towards the target. Gets a good result in the first frame, trips the 4, all even after 1.
We remain silent here, hoping that Curtis would say something as he is wearing a wireless microphone. Neat guy from Winston-Salem. All right. I'm here with Nelson Burton Jr. in El Paso, and 21 years ago, Nelson Burton won in El Paso. Can't believe it. 1970, Bo.
Passes by quickly. Players today just as good as ever. Norm Duke averaging 220 for the whole year, 1991.
All right. Doubling up here in our very first match. Among the tiniest at 5'6" and 133 pounds, he was the youngest ever to win a tournament on the PBA Tour in 1983, winning the Cleveland Open. And it took him a while, Bo, to win another one, but he has been a big earner along the way.
Well, he's just really maturing at only 27. He's coming into his own. He's got a lot of experience and now a lot of confidence.
And then both victories coming in the Cleveland, Ohio area. Norm Duke, a native of Fort Worth, Texas, bowling out of Albuquerque. Now the 33-year-old pro from Winston-Salem, Curtis Odom. He's 5'9", 163 pounds. He has 7 regional titles. Okay, earlier we asked Curtis about his secret of being successful on synthetic lanes.
Well, Bo, I really don't think I'm one of the best in the world, but I do fairly well. The synthetic lanes creates a little bit more backhand, and being a straighter player, it gives me a little bit more carry. So hopefully that will continue in the match today with Norm Duke.
Okay, well, the reason Curtis is giving the odd look that inadvertently the audio of the answer to the question came out over the PA here in Bolo, Paso. So it was a little bit of shock to hear yourself when you didn't know the question had been asked.
Fourth frame can cut the lead to 10 with a strike.
Well, his own voice didn't hurt him at all.
Great shot here. Watch the 6 pin, the right-hand part of your screen. Do the job on the 10. Good break for Curtis.
Okay, we're at El Paso. Tijuana. We're in the beautiful and warm southwest El Paso. Norm Duke, bowling out of Albuquerque with 3 in a row, leads Curtis Odom by 10 pins. Can increase 20 now as he moves to the right lane, using the full approach, Bo.
All 16 feet, 6-step approach. He's perfect through 3.
That had a built-in gyroscope or something.
The profile of the top player on the tour this year with a 220 average, the second highest average over in the last 10 years. 6-step delivery, high approach, good solid finish. Now look at how solid he hits at the line. See, I like that. Chris, there's a lot to be said about his finish. A lot of young players at home have a tendency to just throw that ball down there and don't bend that knee and post the shot.
Well, the string broken at 4, leaving the 10-pin here. Standing room only crowd at Bowl El Paso. There are 4 proprietors of this building that was erected 6 years ago.
Excellent bowling center. Here's a pretty good shot that doesn't quite get the desired result. 6 doesn't do the job on the 10 for Duke in the 5th.
Curtis Odom is up now. The winner of this first match will meet Bob Benoit. Then 2 non-winners getting a big opportunity today. Ricky Ward in the number 2 spot, and our tournament leader is Raymond Edwards.
Trust.
Boy, oh boy, he's talking to himself. Trust it, as he's saying. And what he needs to do on this particular shot is get that ball in the 6-pin zone. As you see, the up-the-lane shot. Ball goes high. Tough shot.
Curtis Odom, who was 3 weeks ago 5th in the Seattle Open. Earlier in the year on the Winter Tour, he was 5th in the True Value. And thus far this year, he's earned over $30,000.
Hard worker on his game. Curtis is a disciplined practicer. Never hit the tour until age 30 because of financial backing. He couldn't get it, and he's rewarding his backers right now with good performances.
Like that.
Trust.
There's a lot of backers here at Bowl El Paso, too. Norm Duke, 3 telecasts last year, a 3rd, a 4th, and a 3rd.
Wow. Just when Duke had Curtis Odom on the ropes, a bad break pops up. The swishing 7-10 looked like a good hit. He blows the 5 behind the 7. The 6 goes around the 10. Duke will just try to knock out the 10-pin, go on to the next frame with a lead that's been cut in half.
So the winner this year of the Bud Light in Parma, Ohio, has an open frame. Earlier we asked him how he feels that other players bowl so well against him and why.
Well, I'd like to think it's respect. Who knows? I try not to look too much about that. You know, today's what I'm looking forward to. And if I get by the first match today, look out.
Well, you talk about respect. He hasn't bowled a game under 200 in over 2 years on national television. So let's see what happens.
And he's been the leader in tournaments cashed and top 24 and times in the top 5. He's a remarkable young man.
Good player. His game so far this year, 232, 225, 223, 244, 217. And the only game of even marginal is 214. So great record.
Okay. El Paso City. Marty Robbins.
By the Rio Grande, the cowboy lived in
The Wide World of Sports.
Yes, Wide World next right here on ABC and live from El Paso. Curtis Odom trailing by 24 pins, going to decrease it to 14 with a strike here.
See there one time.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go to Bo.
Thank you, Chris. The man who played the winner of this match, Bob Benoit, do you care which one of these experienced players you roll against?
Well, they're both very tough, and I've bowled Norm the last 4 or 5 times, and I've beat him, so the odds were in his favor to beat me this time, so if I had to choose, I'd say Curtis right now.
All right, Curtis, they're rooting for you over here, but still a lot of matches to be bowled. Chris?
Curtin's 4th telecast this year.
Yeah, baby, I'll take that shot.
Big 3 in a row. The lead has been cut way down to 4 pins. Now, shooting in the 8th frame with a spare up, Norman Duke. What a competitor.
Duke's such a sharp player, and he likes that tight match game competition, and so that's what we've established right here with only a 4-pin difference going into the 9th crucial frame. His dad, David, looking on, proud of his son.
are asking why.
Well, the synthetic lanes, the ball gets so much power, as Curtis Odom has said, in the last 15 feet. The synthetic lanes hook more than wood lanes in the dry areas, so the ball actually hit the pins a little too hard, 6 over the top of the 10.
So for Norm Duke, that's a spare in the ninth frame. We're in our first match, and Curtis Odom now with the pressure on him.
Here's where Curtis has to start asserting himself. He's just such a nice, likable guy that sometimes he carries that out into the competition. He has a chance here to strike out and shoot 242 and just shut Norm Duke out. He's got to get aggressive.
Curtis had one of the 4 300s this week, finishing strong.
And he's found a little something out there. He's not playing the big hook. You can see he's playing between the first and second arrows. A much more controlled shot. He learned a lesson after hitting that split in the 5th frame. Right now he leads by 6. He can put the game well in hand with a 16-pin lead if he can strike here the first ball in the 10th.
Open frame, then stringing 5.
The man is just getting better and better. Right now, he can close the door on Norm Duke with another strike.
Very relaxed in those final frames. The young man that's looking for his first win, although with 7 regional titles, he knows the feeling, and perhaps today is the day.
Kind of a disgruntled look on Norm Duke's face. Look at the game Duke pulled. He pulled 4 in a row, solid 10, swishing 7-10, 10-pin strike, solid 10, every ball in the pocket, going down to defeat. The tour is tough.
Big 242 for Curtis Odom.
Superb effort by Odom, who will go on to meet Bob Benoit. Possible 226 for Norm Duke.
En route, 10 strikes for Odom Bowe at 242.
Well, he had only one ball that really wasn't around the pocket. He left a solid 10 in the 2nd frame for Odom, then he left a 4, 6, 7, 9 in the 5th when it looked like he was in real trouble, but recovered with 7 in a row.
So we have the winner, and you're looking at him, Curtis Odom. He'll meet Bob Benoit. We'll return to ABC's coverage of the professional